Welcome to Indigenous Avenue. I am your host, Big B, also known as Brutis Baez, also known as El Guapo Baez to a lot of people out there. This is Indigenous Avenue. Today we got a special guest. He is an intern, mechanic, technician, journey. All right, what are you? Let's hear it again.
My degree that I got from college says that I'm an automotive technician. My ASE certifications.
What does ASC stand for?
Automotive Service of Excellence Association. They say I'm an automobile mechanic, and I also have a journeyman's license, which says I'm an automotive mechanic too.
All right. Well, first question: how much do you make? Just kidding. No. What's your favorite car?
Probably the Chevy pickup 90s.
So you're a Chevy man.
Yeah.
Chevy man. Okay.
The bow tie. They call it the bow tie.
Why did you want to be a mechanic?
Well, at first I didn't want to be a mechanic. High school was over and it was time to sign up for college, and I had no intention of even going to college, but my mom dropped me off at the higher education
There you
program
go.
and said, go in there, sign up, and they'll pay for your college. So it came to that time to fill out our forms, and I went and quickly looked down the list of degrees they had, and it was a choice between an electrician or a mechanic. And my mom and my dad always told me to learn how to do a trade, because if you can't get a job, you could at least fall back on your trade. So I really liked cars, and I had a few of them.
What was your first car?
It was a Ford Ranger.
Is it the green one?
No, it was an old one. It was like a little farm truck. I learned to drive at maybe about 8 or 9 years old, and I got put to work with my dad driving horse trailers and big trucks and stuff, and I just fell in love with it, I guess, driving.
Yeah.
But that all went away after college because I was driving about 70 miles to go to school and stuff. But anyway, I just got used to driving big rigs and stuff, and I was on my way to middle school. I would take a load full of cows to the auction yard, dump them off, then I'd go park at the middle school. Then I'd be looking around and have to sneak off the rig and sneak in. And
Whoa. Back up. So you had a car when we were in 7th and 8th grade?
Yeah.
And you used to sneak drive to school?
Yeah, I'd get there early because I'd dump the cows off at like 6 in the morning, and school would start about 8:30.
Yeah.
And so I'd be there for 2 hours before school even started. And
what did you do?
I'd just look around and wait till people start showing up, then I'd just walk in. But one of those times, one of the football coaches seen me after practice at the end of the day, and he was like, "Hey, I seen you yesterday. Seen you sneaking over to that truck and trailer." He's like, "You know you should have a license, right?" I just giggled, and he giggled, and he never said anything or turned me in. So, the other thing too is my mom drove school bus, so about 5 in the morning she'd get up and start her run to pick up kids. But if I wasn't up ready to rock and roll, she'd ditch me, and I also start driving to school in middle school too.
Look at you, man.
So
where did you go to school at?
I went to Central Oregon Community College in Bend, Oregon, and they had a 2-year program. And at the time, it was they were kind of phasing it out because a lot of guys were getting into the program and quitting early, but they were quitting to go get jobs. They just wanted to know how to, do electrical or transmissions or engine. They would go get a job, but that didn't reflect on the roles and stuff for the school. So they were trying to do away with the whole program. And my teacher at the time, he's like the director of the automotive program now. His name is Ken Mays. He redid it. So now you can go, back in the day, you had to go 2 years and be done, or within that amount of time to get your degree. But he changed it now to where you could go and take 2 or 3 classes and you get a certificate. And once you build up your certificates, you're eligible to take regular college classes, and you could actually get a 2-year degree now. But So guys go in there and they learn electrical or transmissions or engines, and they get certificates for them, and they quit, go get jobs. And that's the whole point of going to school, is to get a job. And so now the program's really working well. And but during that time when I was going, I went the full 2 years and got my Associate of Applied Science in Automotive Technology.
Yeah.
So I came back and I got hired right away, and then I resigned, and the tribe was still paying for school, so they said if I found a cheap school I could go back. So I went and got a bachelor's degree.
Where?
Haskell Indian Nations University.
You would go to Haskell.
Yeah.
Why does everybody go to Haskell?
For me, it was the cost.
Yeah.
I wish it was a little bit closer to home, or somewhere. They say the Midwest, but it's not the Midwest. I consider Colorado like the Midwest. But anyhow, I went there, and it was just a cheap school. I think it was $214 to go for a year. So that's
awesome.
It was economical for me to go there.
What's your craziest story about Haskell?
There's a lot of crazy stories, and a lot of them are too explicit to.
Is that what college is all about?
Yeah. Well, actually, something relating to automotive. I had this one friend. His name was Miguel. He was, I think, an Apache or Navajo or something.
Yeah.
And he paid me to fix something on his car, so I fixed it. But he didn't pay me to do all the other stuff, and it needed a lot of stuff. So I had just graduated, went through the graduation ceremony, and I stuck around a day or two after that, and I just loaded up all my tools and stuff, and I even left some stuff there in his car because I told him what to fix and how to fix it and where to get the part and stuff. And
yeah.
But one of my cousins, Jamie Scott, was also there, but he said that he was sitting out with his friend in a car across the street, and they were watching that Miguel guy. He went up to his hood and opened the hood, and he shook his head, and he said, F you.
Do you?
Yeah. And but I wasn't there. I was probably already halfway home from Kansas to Oregon.
Wow.
That's a good one.
So what do you do now?
So now when I came back, I got a job with the tribe as the, you'd call it like the lead automotive mechanic for the tribe. We have a fleet of over 100 vehicles, or over 150 vehicles that are all tribally owned, and they're used at different departments such as the plumbers, the carpenters, the electricians, the water maintenance guys, and we also have garbage trucks that the sanitation use. And I take care of them.
Nice. Okay,
so anything from their breakdowns, electrical work. It's a lot of routine stuff, oil changes.
Yeah.
And when it gets really hot and heavy, usually we have subcontracts where we send them if it's too much for me, because right now I'm the only one working there. At the height of its day, the vehicle pool had 3 mechanics and a manager and the office manager. But right now, it's just me.
Okay. So on an average car, what is probably the 5 things that majorly go wrong with a car?
A lot of times it's routine stuff. Like I was saying, there's this thing that's called preventative maintenance. A lot of mechanics will push that at shops and the dealerships and just pretty much anywhere that we have people working on cars. The idea behind it is that kind of like your body, if you take care of it, it has less breakdowns, and it's easier for the mechanic to go in and find out what's wrong with it. If you change your oil, check your tires, do your brakes, change your belts, stuff like that. But the top 5, you said the top 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the top 5 things I see go wrong with cars is that, like in your case, the check engine light, whenever that comes on, that's the computer system and is noticing something that isn't meshing well with what it has learned or what's programmed into its. They have a specific name for it. It doesn't come off top of my head, but it's not meshing with what it knows or what it's learned. And so it can notice little things such as bad parts, or if your spark plugs are not working well, or if you have plug air filter or fuel filter, and it'll log it, and up to a certain amount of occurrences, it'll keep track of it, but it won't turn your engine light on. But as soon as it goes over that threshold, it will turn your light on, and it defaults to a mode that keeps your car running, but that mode isn't go well with a lot of your parts. So if you have a check engine light on and you just keep driving with it, eventually a part will go bad. And I think that's probably the biggest thing, besides the preventative maintenance. If you're driving around with a check engine light, it's not good. And a big one that I see people noticing is their gas mileage goes from, so like on a pickup, like my pickup, it gets around 15, 16 miles a gallon, but I have a check engine light on, and it dropped down to about 9 gallons.
Wow. And
so you'll notice that at the gas pump, but when you get it fixed, it clears up everything, and the mechanic usually go through and wipe out its memory so it gets new data as you're driving. And the other part to that is if you drive and you get parts that are basically clogging up, and they lead to more catastrophic things.
Okay, all right. What about 5 tools you should have in your car?
Like for emergencies?
Yeah, for any, like,
Okay, probably the big one is a flashlight.
I do got that. All right, I'm good on that.
Yeah, the second one would probably be jumper cables.
I got that. I'm good to go.
The next one would be some type of jack to lift the car up.
Okay.
Whether you're changing a flat tire, or maybe you got stuck on something, you could use your jack to, or if you're putting snow chains on, it's easier if you can lift up the car and do it. But that's another one. Another one is like I would say, they call it a tool kit, but it's basically a screwdriver and a plier and maybe like a test light. It's all in like a little pouch. You can buy them at stores and stuff. And another one is a tow rope. A lot of people don't think about that. And a tarp.
Why a tarp?
If you have to lay down. So let's say you run over a rock or something, and maybe you call somebody and they're like, "What's underneath?" And if you can't look underneath because it's only about 4 inches off the ground,
Yeah.
And you don't want to lay down and ruin your threads. That's about the 5 things I can think of.
What about for people? Okay, so you said that. What do you do on your spare time?
My spare time?
Yeah.
I work on cars occasionally. It's kind of like a seasonal thing. If the weather's fine outside, usually I load up my tools and I just have them on there, and they're all in their toolboxes locked up. But I'll fix cars for people on my off time because I really like it. It's a fun way for me to pass time because I play games a lot.
Like video games?
Yeah.
What video console do you have?
I have a Xbox One.
Okay.
The games I usually play shooter games like Halo and Battlefield.
Do you do online gaming?
Yeah.
Do you do locally or just anybody?
Internationally.
What's your Xbox name on there?
My tag name is Lord Helmet 1984.
You would, dude.
I'm pretty world renowned. I get friend requests all the time. And,
so it's like a social thing.
Yeah, they add you and you could game and stuff. So
there you go. I'll have to do it. The last game console I've ever owned was the PS2. I don't know how long. I think it was like 2004, maybe 5. But after that, it wasn't an interest anymore. So I heard you're building a garage. What's this all about?
I'm going through the IDA program. It's called.
What's the IDA count?
The IDA is an initiative within Oregon that's encouraging people to be a little bit more wise with their money, and they do that through. After you take the classes, they have a few sets of classes you take, like money management, investing, saving your money, because their whole goal is to get people to save their money and keep track of it.
So and how do you sign up?
They have advertisements on the radio and in the local paper, but anybody in Oregon, in the nearby towns of Warm Springs, they're eligible too. But you just go down, talk to the I think his name is Chris Watson,
Yeah.
And they get you set up, you signed up, and you have to. They do a background on your financials and stuff to make sure you're eligible, because it's supposed to be for low income. But if you have some type of hardship occur, they'll pull some strings and get you in it. But once you get in it, you just take those classes, and then at the end of it, they give you certificates, and those certificates are required for them to turn back into the state, so they know that they're doing well with their money. But after that, you get a savings account that you just you devote money to each month, and they keep track of it. So if you devote $100 a month to put in there, if they see that you missed one, they send you a little warning letter. And
Wow.
I used to get them all the time, but for me, I didn't have a job, so I qualified, and then I got in it. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. And but after I got a job, I just went and dumped a lot of money in it. So for the rest of the year, because you could only put $800 or $600 in there, but I would get a lot of warning letters throughout the year.
And they match it, right?
Yeah, they match it.
How long can you be in the ID account? How long have you been in there?
Back when I did it, they said you could only do it for 4 years, but the rules have changed now to where as long as you're kind of low income, I think you could keep doing it each year.
Yeah.
And so it has to, when you start saving your money, and after they match you, so on my match it was 5-1, so I could put $800 in there or $600, and they would match me that 5. So,
wow.
So I got
Do the math.
Yeah, so I got $3,000 on top of my $600.
What did you do with your money?
Well, on mine, I was supposed to buy something each year, so up to 4 years, and I didn't. I kept finding great deals on Craigslist and in these newspaper flyers. But getting back to my garage, that my whole goal was to build a garage at my house that I could do side jobs in and make a little extra income. And so I made a business plan that had to do with all that. In my first year, I was going to build a garage. The second year, I was going to get a trailer. Or no, I get a trailer first, build a garage, and then furnish it with some of the more expensive equipment, like a tire changer, a tire balancer, and a lift. So I missed the first 2 years just because life happened.
Right.
But they worked with me, and they said after the end of the 4 years, I could just go and buy all that stuff. So I went hog wild on the 4th year and bought a trailer. I got a big 20-foot-long gooseneck trailer that I could haul cars on or equipment or stuff for my garage. And then I found a place in Portland, Oregon that had cheap equipment. So I bought a tire changer so I could change tires and a balancer so I could balance the tires. And I bought them both together, so it knocked off a few $100.
What are you going to call your garage?
The name I have on my business plan is Rescue.
Like REZ?
Yeah, Rescue Auto Repair.
I get it. So this is separate from what you do now?
You mean the work I do?
Yeah.
No, it's kind of intertwined because my business plan has me as a mobile mechanic. So with my tools and stuff, I haven't really made a pickup. I have a couple of pickups at home that I'm gonna furnish and outfit with like an air compressor, my tools and stuff like that, so I can go out, still do those repairs at people's homes or at work or wherever. And then for the big stuff, because I get asked all the time to like do an engine or a transmission or like a whole axle.
But that's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, and then I go to the person's house and then there's sagebrush growing through the rig, and weeds and thorns laying on the ground. So that I have to turn away a lot of people at the moment. But after I get my garage, I'll be able to go pick up their rig, take it to my house, and over a couple of days or a couple of weeks or whatever, I could work on it.
Yeah.
And then the part that I didn't notice, but people were like, yeah, if they don't pay you, you can hang on to their car. Nobody's going to come all the way out to your house and steal it back, or
Yeah.
So I could hang on.
Does that happen? You get gypped a lot?
Yeah, well, not me. I don't really get gypped. I usually work with the customer, and I tell them like, when I get done, you have to pay me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not waiting around. But that's a big one for auto shops is they can't recoup the money. So a lot of, especially here on the reservation, some people have a lot of work done, and they'll expect, I can't pay you. Just go ahead and have it, and then you're stuck with a car. So, like with me, if that'd be fine because I already have the vehicle at my house and stuff, and
You could sell it, whatever.
Yeah.
So you could be a car salesman and a fixer-upper and a rescue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite car to work on?
Probably Toyotas and Hondas.
You hear that, folks? We got a Toyota and a Honda. Get this man up.
And the only reason is because it's a small, compact car, and usually the motors aren't very big in them. So you get a lot of room to move around, whereas like a pickup like my Chevy, I got a 06 2500 Chevy, and there's nowhere to stand on the bumper.
To look in there.
Yeah, so I have to crawl up there with a ladder, then I lay on the top. And so it becomes kind of a hassle to me. And I'm getting older.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 33.
Wow.
Or 32. I'm turning 33 here in this next month.
Uh-oh. Happy birthday. We'll have to sing that here pretty soon.
Hey, yeah.
What's the future, man?
The future, I've been, well, concerning automotive, I've been taking classes through the same COCC, the Central Oregon Community College. They have a program that they're trying to get off the ground, and they're doing pretty well with it, but it's the hybrid electric vehicles. Our tribe, we've been trying to not experiment, but look towards future technologies, because our tribe's not doing so well. But if we could get some of these newer cars, and as they're advancing, the price on them is coming down. So the big one here in Warm Springs is the terrain. It's a lot of hills and stuff like that, and electric cars aren't doing so well on hills and stuff because their batteries never get time to charge. And but that's something I think the tribe, if they could get into, would be really good to help our economy and help our government not spend so much if they had vehicles like that. So I could see it already coming, just for the whole, the state and the federal government and stuff. They're getting more stringent on fuel economy and stuff, and that to me, that's the only real solution I think that they're going to come up with is electric cars. So I've been trying to learn as much as I can. So I think if I take a few more, 2 or 3 more classes, I'll be able to take the ASC certification for hybrid electric. Then I'll be a certified person.
Nice.
To work on those. So.
Have you ever been in one of those?
Yeah, I got to drive them to school. They get donations all the time, and the customers, they're usually teachers, and they have cars that are having issues, so they bring them to the automotive department, and then they would let us work on them and stuff like that. So we'd take a whole battery system out, and they're like the size of D-cell batteries, but they're all tied in together in these little sticks, and then when you have enough sticks, you make a module, and all those modules are tied together, and pretty soon you have 400 to 600 volts, which is very, very dangerous to work with, and that's kind of what we're learning in there. The first course we took, we had gloves on and electrical suppression things that we were using, and so.
All right, there you have it, Gordon Scott. Now we're gonna get into something fun, man. Who's your favorite WWE wrestler?
You mean WWF?
WWF, whatever the hell it is.
Probably the Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about your favorite Indian movie?
Indian?
Yeah.
Probably The Last of the Mohicans, but just mainly because of the music. I really like that music.
You know, that's weird. I've asked that question, and 2 people have said that one.
Mm-hmm.
Who are 2 people that inspire you?
Probably my mom. She retired here 2 years ago and stuff, but she worked a long time as a bus driver and had to get up every morning. And even as kids, she'd drag us on the bus. And we weren't even in school yet, so I didn't ride 18 years. I rode like 20. There's a lot of people that come to mind, but probably Big B. Big B.
Big B. And then where are 3 places we could find you?
Probably working out.
I highly doubt that.
No, probably usually at work, at my woman's house, or up at my house.
Well, that was the next question. What's your relationship status?
I'm currently taken. It's pretty serious.
How long have you known him? I mean, whoever it is.
Probably about little over 2 years we've been together.
How'd y'all meet? Tinder, Facebook?
Through Through Big B.
You damn right.
You got dang right.
I'm better than Match.com. So if you guys want a significant other, you just let me know and I can set it all up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Indigenous Avenue, we have Gordon Scott. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah.